Okay.
All right. So we wanted to make this video or this training because so many people are getting into the business and, they're starting, they rock it out at the beginning, they get their 4 loyal customers, or they talk to all their warm market. And then when their warm market dries up, they don't know what to do next. And we get a lot of people, asking every day. And I just thought it would be a lot easier to make a video, and it's going to be recorded. So anybody that wants to give it to their team, even later on in the future can do that. Sorry, I'm at a McDonald's parking lot because I knew that this video was really important and we needed to make it. So I got in my car, headed home from Florida, and I didn't make it back in time. So I'm sitting at a McDonald's parking lot making this video. So sorry. This is the Amanda Goforth, and she is a total rock star when it comes to follow up and sealing the deal with people. And she just knows so much, and I just wanted to pick her brain today. So is that okay with you, girl?
I guess if on my cheeks blushing or not. Yes.
Okay, so somebody's warm market has dried up. What do they do? So first thing that we want to tell them definitely is to make sure that they're doing a few things. And I'll go on and give one of my tips, and that is friend requesting people every day.
Yes, friend requesting people every single day. As long as, like on Facebook, friend requesting every single day, really I'll just scroll through the mutual friends or the people that you may know or whatever it says. And if we have at least 10, I'll go through their page and make sure like they're not obviously in It Works already or have a mutual friend that I know for sure is a distributor. And then I'll just add them. And I think there's like a limit you can do, but I try and do at least 15 a day just because it's easy to just scroll through there. It really doesn't take that much time at all.
Yeah, that's really important, is to look at those mutual friends and make sure that they're not already, because chances are if a network distributor's on their friends list, that person's already reached out to them. And that's one thing that we want to do, is run our business with integrity. So I'm glad you said that. Something that you do daily.
Yes, ma'am. You're like super slow. I think the reaction of your mouth is super slow. So I keep thinking you're about to say something, but then you don't.
What is something else that you do on a day basis?
For both Facebook and Instagram, adding new people I do day to day, and obviously I post day to day, and I post, I at least try and post like 3 to 6 times a day. And I always make sure that at least like a couple of them are about the products, and mostly it's just my life. Like everything is just turned into my life now, so I just add it in here and there. And I think it's better for people to see it that way, and because they don't think it's like this big scam and everybody's just like, I don't know, it's like played out for people, and I don't want people to look at me and think that, because there really is people out there that, I don't know, they're just not taught the right way. They're maybe just not made for it, but they end up doing the wrong things and hurt the people who really do care about people in the long run, because they have just treated them differently. So I really just try and be personal. I will go through and I'll like people's posts on Facebook and on Instagram all day long. I'll just like them, comment on some things. And even if I've never messaged them before about anything, it's just about growing relationships, especially because it is social media and you're not face to face. Like, they have no idea who you are. So the more that you interact with them, the more they'll be familiar with you. Plus, the way Facebook works, if you are, especially if you message someone, but if you like and comment on people's posts that your stuff will also pop up in their feed. So
Right.
it's just a big numbers game. Everything's just a numbers game.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about, that it's become a part of your life. And that's why you're being so successful, is because you love the products and you post about you loving the products. You don't put out salesy, adsy stuff. If you're posting something about lip and eye, you're being creative about, how it's helping you in your life. You know what I'm saying? Or you posting something about greens and, maybe you had it with orange juice and you took a picture of that. I love your post. I encourage everybody to follow you because I love your posts.
Right, girl.
But so say that we're going to go to Facebook first for a minute. Say that you friend request somebody and they accept your friend request. What's the next step? What do you do next?
Well, pretty much both of them. I'll just go through their profile and just see, like, if they're a mom. That's really important to me because I feel like all moms need something. So the majority of people I connect with are moms because we automatically have something in common. And so I'll like read where they work and like go through their feed and like see what kind of stuff they post, like what kind of people they are. And really, I'll just I don't really go right to messaging people as soon as they accept my request or anything like that. I'll kind of just let them watch because the way I do my Facebook messaging is I have my whole friends list and I go through that. So I'm not really looking at the people who just accepted me. I'm going to look back at the people who've been my friends that I've never talked to forever that I know have been watching, and just there's just people that are scared. They're scared to reach out to people. This girl I messaged yesterday, or not yesterday, maybe Wednesday, about being a product model for the wraps because she just had a baby, blah, blah, blah. She was like, your life looks so exciting. I really need to do something where I can spend more time with my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I just need to know everything. Just tell me everything. So we're meeting tomorrow and we're going to get her signed up. But people watch, so posting consistently is really important.
So I've tried to print out my friends list, and that's not something that I have figured out yet. I'm going to just sit down one day and figure that out.
Well, they changed it since the way I did it, and it's really weird now where they have to like email you. So I have my old friends list, and I probably have like 600 more friends now than I did then, but I still haven't gone through the ones that I have. So
when somebody accepts your friend request, do you put them on a list, or you just go straight to that friends list that you have printed out? Do you put them on your list?
What did you say?
Do you put them on your hundreds list?
Oh yeah, well I have like follow-up sheets, and my follow-up sheets.
I love sheets.
I'll show you what they look like. I think I'm about to make them the other way because it's getting really annoying to have to write horizontally.
One thing that I think that we've got that as a document in the Team Freedom and Fortune files. So if anybody wants to print those out, they're in the Team Freedom and Fortune under the files section. And I actually think it's called Amanda's flip list in the files. Funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, those really, I have a really hard time staying organized, and my follow-up was just all over the place. And when I printed out those papers, I started getting a lot better.
Yeah, they're really good because you can track how many times you followed up with someone, because regardless of not if they've responded to you at all whatsoever, the average person, it takes 7 to 21 times for someone to say yes to you, either as a customer or a distributor. So like I will follow up with people constantly, and like I have my list and I have my calendar and I have my follow-up dates, and then I will go back and there will be just messages of just me, me. And there will literally be like 6 messages, and then I will send the 7th message and I'll get a response. And it's the weirdest thing, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people. They think, oh, well, they did message me back, so I should just stop messaging them. But what is your system on that? Like, if somebody doesn't message you back, do you put them on your follow-up list to maybe follow up once a month, or?
I do, like, if they don't say anything back to me, if it's the first message and they don't say anything back to me, I usually wait like at least a month. But if they have said something back to me at all whatsoever, I'll do it, like, depending on the conversation, every week or every 2 weeks. And then some people that, like, tell me, like, I'm ready to order, and like we've already got to the point where they have my website and everything like that. That's like an everyday thing. Until they put an order in, I will probably follow up with them, because it's just crazy. Do not tell me that you were going to do something and then not do it. That's that kind of stuff just makes me crazy. That's why I love, like, when I'm talking to someone who's a potential loyal customer, always, always, always at the end. Not at the end, but like through the conversation when they're getting ready to order, I'll say, Are you ready to order now? I can walk you through my website, or I can take your info and get you signed up, which works best for you. And it is my favorite thing when someone gives me their info, because it's just so much easier. I know what happens, and I know that I can make sure they get that extra $10 of credit, because a lot of people miss that.
Yeah, they do. You're right. And I think you probably got that off of a Jade Hooper video. It sounds exactly word for word what I say to people, and
Yeah,
that's where I got it. Was that?
if y'all have never, I'll find I have it saved in my notes, but I'll probably put it on like a post on this, whatever, on our little event, because it's that LC combo video.
Great. That was
Oh my
such
God.
a good video.
It's the best. That's
And
all
and
I've
that
done.
and GoPro. GoPro taught me how to close.
Yeah.
And I think if anybody hasn't read that book, they need to read it, because that kind of walks you through step by step. And, it teaches you to always set up that next follow-up date. If you're getting a response, you want to always set up that next follow-up date. If you're not getting a response, typically you're going to follow up with that person once a month until they, until you seal the deal. That's just, and you set up to 21 times.
Yeah. Well, it's never took me that many times, but I would if I needed to.
Yeah.
But another thing with keeping a conversation going is always end with a question. Like, there's always, when someone, like, for example, if someone asks me what Hair Skin Nails does, I will say it's all natural plant food-based supplement. It's packed with biotin and other vitamins and minerals to help your body absorb everything. It's going to grow, strengthen your hair and nails, and it's also going to boost your body's natural collagen production and improve the elasticity of your skin. Does that sound like something you'd like to try for 3 months at my cost and share a monthly progress photo with me? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, that way they always have, you leave them with a question, that way you're always going to have to get an answer from them. That's good. That's a really good tip.
Yes, always, always.
So that's Facebook. Facebook is a whole different animal than Instagram. And, I feel like that's key on how, you build the relationships on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Instagram is a little different, in that as soon as somebody accepts the friend request, we kind of move in and we start going right away.
Mm-hmm. So, as my profile is public by choice. I know a lot of people's are private, but I go back and forth all the time thinking if I want it to be private or not, but I just always leave it public. And the only reason I really would make it private is because I don't allow other It Works distributors that don't belong to me to follow me, because
Yeah, I don't eat,
just a
except
crazy.
if they're on my team. I mean, if it ever came down to, I doing that, then I would. But I typically don't I typically, when a It Works follower or when an It Works person follows me, I just go on and block them. And it's not anything mean or person. It's just protecting your business. This is what you built, and you don't want. And not a lot of people have that integrity that we do, and they're just going to come in and take all your leads, or just go down your friend list and start friend requesting all your friends. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that we just can't have. So just if you ever follow an It Works distributor and they immediately blocked you, that's why. It has nothing to do with you, or nothing to do with them being don't want you to see their stuff. It's just that some people just can't be trusted, and I think that needs to be understood. It's nothing against anybody. It's just protect your own business, and you should do the same thing with if you're building your business on Instagram. So what do you do typically? I mean, I'm sure that you follow several people a day on Instagram.
Yes. Okay. So as soon as I have, I wait for them to follow me back, because it's not fair if I'm the only one following them. Because they, for one, plus there's so much on Instagram anyway. Like they won't see your post, for one. But another thing is if someone's not following you, or if you're not following them, I'm sorry, and they send you, or you send them a message, it's not going to pop up in their direct message box. It's going to pop up in a message request, and you can get like 30 of them, and they can be all from creepy dudes except for me, but like you're not going to look at them because they're all creepy dudes. So I always make sure that they're following me, and for everybody, I just go through and I will like 6 or 7 of their pictures and comment on 1 or 2. And you made a video about this one time, but I make sure to read the captions on the pictures and make sure that the comment that I post is relevant, because there's so many times that I've thought, like, that is definitely your daughter, and then it'll be like your niece, but like her whole freaking page is full of pictures of her niece. So I can't send her a message about being a mom when she's not a mom, because that's embarrassing. So you just have to really pay attention. But I will just go through, like, and comment, and then I send them a direct message. And I have like these little pictures that just say like hair models wanted, or like skinny rat model wanted, or just little things like that that are appealing to the eye, but they're not like before and after pictures. And then I'll go through and I'll send that message to pretty much everyone, but I'll target it to different products for different people and stuff like that, especially if we have any sales and stuff going on.
So, since now that you're talking about messages, message per day, because I think that a lot of people they want this business to work, but at the same time they don't realize exactly what it takes to make it. I mean, especially if you're wanting to build fast. If you're wanting to build fast and retire and all that good stuff, you have to go out with all-out massive action, like Eric Ray says. So how many messages do you feel like you send a day? And then we'll talk about how we can incorporate that into our schedule to make it doable for anybody.
Okay. When I'm really focused and I'm really determined, I will send 50 brand new messages to 50 brand new people a day on Instagram. And it sounds like a lot, but if you break it up throughout the day, it's really not that much. And then I'll also, like, on it, they changed it too, but they used to let you follow 100 people an hour. So you could literally go through every hour and you could follow, over 1,000 people, and then just go through their stuff and like them. Like, you would never have time for all that, but you could like their stuff with enough time for them to follow you back on like the same day. So I try and do that. I try and do it at least twice a day. Is follow as many in an hour as I can, at least twice a day, and then I'll spend a couple of the other, like minutes of a couple of other hours of a day, and go through my unfollowers app, and unfollow people who either haven't followed me back or they unfollowed me, just to keep the numbers balanced. Because if you see someone who is following like 7,000 people and they only have like 4 followers back, like they bought their followers probably, first of all, and or they're really boring. So I try and keep it even just because it looks good too.
Yeah, it does. When you click on somebody's page and their followers are the same amount of people they're following, it just makes it look like there's a mutual friendship there with everybody, and it's not all one-sided. I agree with that. So a typical day, so we can narrow that down. So 50 is probably a lot for most people. Say they date and they broke it up into morning, noon, and night, kind of like my Instagram video I did. So say they direct message 10 people morning, noon. I mean, do you like that that's doable for most people? I mean, even if you have a job, if you have kids, whatever, about how long would it take to copy and paste 10 messages morning, noon, and night?
To go through, and I guess it depends on if you've already made connection with them on their page, but to actually go through someone's page, like the pictures, make the comments, send the message, probably doesn't even take 1 whole minute for each person. So you could spend, 10, 15 minutes 3 times a day. And, I think the average is like 30% sell rate. So you could get 369 customers out of a day. You talk to 30 people.
Exactly. Yeah, you're a rock star. I knew you would be the right person to get on this, and I appreciate you doing it too, because we are, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we are sideline sisters and we work together, and that's what this business is all about. It's about lifting women, empowering women, and being surrounded by women that lift each other up and don't drag each other down. And I think that that's so awesome that we have that friendship and that connection. And I want to do another one of these videos because I know that you have lots of more tips. So we'll have to get it together, and I know you have to go to the graduation or whatever. But leave us with one more. Actually, leave us with your top 5 Instagram tips for us today.
Okay, number 1, I would say clean your profile up. I do not recommend anybody's, I don't know what you call them, your username, to say anything about wraps or it works or anything like that, because it's automatically going to turn people off. And even in your bio, don't say anything about it, and don't link to your website. Like, you can link to your Facebook because that's just another way for people to get involved with you, but don't put your website out there, because I don't give my website to anybody until they're ready to order. So that's why I do that. So there's number 1. Number 2 is to post, like actually do the posting. And I don't know if y'all have heard it, but it's been a lifesaver. The airplane mode trick, where you can just throw your phone, and I don't know about Androids. I don't know if y'all can do that. Can you?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Throw it in airplane mode and create your post. Yeah.
Yeah, you throw your phone in airplane mode and you can. You just throw it in airplane mode and it turns off your connections. So you could literally take 10, 15 minutes and make, 6 posts for the next day. And once you turn it off airplane mode, they'll all pop up at the top, and it'll say there'll be like a little thing or an X, and you can just resend it, whatever it is, repost it, I guess, whenever you're ready, just so you don't have to spend so much time thinking about posts throughout the day, that it's just easy for you just to go and to click, and that way you're staying active without having to think too much about it. Okay.
Yeah. One thing I do with that whole planning your posts is I will, if I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see an inspirational thing I like or something funny that I like, I will automatically just go in and save it, and I'll have it for the next day. And that has helped me out tremendously, because then you're not, if you get one day ahead of yourself on finding the stuff that you want, that you would like to post, if you get one day ahead of yourself, you're going to always stay one day ahead of yourself. So it's not going to be like working any extra. You're just going
Yeah. And like post like good posts. And for one thing on Instagram, like product posts, especially before and after, I'll usually delete at the end of the day. Just because if someone's like scrolling through your Instagram at like 3 a.m., like they don't want to see it all. They don't want to see all that. So that's why cold messaging on Instagram is so important. But for my posts, I have the notes in my phone in folders. So I will have, like right now I have 100 product posts saved and I have 82 business posts. And then I also have the steps that I copy and paste for people to sign up as a customer and as a distributor and simple things like that. And the messages that I copy and paste is all in a folder in my phone. So that's another good tip, is to keep it all handy.
That's a huge tip, because people, they need to know how to do this, and it's not so time consuming. And I think that's one of the greatest things that we ever learned, was that we could, have a notes app and have all that stuff saved.
Yes, so good. Okay, what else? I don't know. Oh, I guess when you're searching for people to find, like to grow your followers, I will go to like stuff that I'm interested in. If it's like one time I went to, and it was only one time, I went to our local college's Instagram and I went through like their pictures, and that's what I do with everything is I go to the pictures and I'll follow the people who have liked the photo, because that means they're more active and the people who have commented on it, so you're more liable to get a response out of them. So what?
I said that's a really good tip. I've never even thought about that.
Yes, that's awesome. And then oh, this is about to shut down, but that's okay. And then I do like local stuff, and I hashtag mom life and search it all the time just because it's funny, and I find some really cool people like that. So, but I don't use hashtags on my posts like hardly at all, except for if it's like cute little things like that. But I don't ever hashtag like it works or wrap your bod, whatever.
That's just going to get you more it works followers.
Exactly. So I do a lot of stuff. I search a lot of stuff that's local, and I go through their profiles for stuff like that. But I guess the last one is just to be super positive and be attractive and have like people have people attracted to you. People will want to like go through your page. I have people that just won't ever become anything with me, but they have literally liked all of my pictures since the beginning of time. And
I know.
It's kind of annoying, but it's cool, whatever. But you just have to
like you said, they're super nice. They're like, no thank you, but I think you're awesome, or whatever.
Yeah. So
Instagram's so much nicer than Facebook. It just amazes me sometimes.
It's so crazy. It really is. It's so much different. And I think if a lot of people, or if a lot more people got really into Instagram, it'd probably lift their spirits a little bit too. But
it would.
I guess the last one is just being positive on your page, posting positive things. Don't be negative. Don't like have cuss words or whatever all over your stuff, because no one really wants to see all that. So that's pretty much
all right, girl. I hear him saying it's time to go.
I know. All right. Well, let's schedule another one, and then also if y'all want to do one with like questions and stuff, just like comment in the event and we can do that too.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think that a Q&A like session would be perfect. We just got to figure out a good time. But we made it work, girl.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And if y'all have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you so much for letting us pick your brain.
I
love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right. Bye.